would act as a deterrence. William Denslow, Kyiv.
From Bureau's
From the studios of Extreme Sports in Hastings, Nebraska, we present Huddle Up, a great way to start your day with all the news, weather, and sports you need, interesting interviews, and friendly conversation from two guys that go together like Scooby and Shaggy, Mike Will and Tyson Havronik.
Well, good morning, everyone, and welcome to another edition of Huddle Up here on Extreme Sports. Can it be Monday already? Is it Monday already? The 31st day of March for 2025. Off we go. Mike Will, Tyson Havronik, ready to start your day the right way. All the news, weather, and sports. A lot of conversation involving sports and a lot of other things going on here today that we'll get to. I'm going to be talking about the Nebraska men's basketball team. They will be in action tonight against Arizona State in the first round of the college basketball crown out in Las Vegas. We'll tell you about that coming up. The Huskers appearing in the postseason for the first time back-to-back since the 2017-2018 and 2018-2019 seasons, albeit not in the NCAA tourney, but we got a chance to play for some hardware this week at the college basketball crown out in Las Vegas. A big series win for the Nebraska baseball team as they knock off fifth-ranked Oregon State yesterday to win 2 out of 3 games over the weekend. The Nebraska softball team is finishing their series with the Purdue Boilermakers today after winning the first 2 games of the season. The first 2 games of the series with the Boilermakers. Hastings College softball team had a doubleheader with Dakota Wesleyan on Saturday at the Smith Complex, and it was a tough 2-game loss, losing 2-1 and 7-5. We'll talk about that coming up. Baseball team, they played a 4-game series with Northwestern over the weekend. The Creighton men's basketball team losing yet another player to the transfer portal. Hastings High and Adams Central baseball teams were in action over the weekend, and a former Hastings High boys basketball coach has passed away after a sudden illness. We'll talk about that coming up as we get you going here for a Monday morning as we welcome in Tyson Havronik from the Western Studios here this morning. Good morning.
And a good morning to you. And yeah, you mentioned, is it seriously Monday already? Well, I mean, that's what happens when we work all weekend and have Diamond Sports across the Extreme Sports Network. You with the Hastings College baseball team, of course, Friday with that double dip on the softball side of things with the Dakota Wesleyan Tigers, second ranked in the GPAC, Dakota Wesleyan, and I mean another opportunity for the Broncos, and just came up a little bit short, but continue to play right with the top tier teams in the Great Plains Athletic Conference. And Coach Baker and I talked after the game, and it's coming for this Hastings College softball team. We can see it in the press box. They see it down in the dugout, and it's just a matter of getting that one breakthrough for HC softball. We'll talk more about that as the show progresses. And you talked about the college basketball crown getting underway here for the Huskers. It's a new person with the crown, wearing the crown today on our Extreme Sports Bracket Challenge. You might know him, the IT guy.
Yeah,
he come through.
He's been kind of lurking up there at the top of the standings, down in 4th and 5th, and now we see the IT guy. He has accelerated to the top of the standings here. Lexi, what happened to Lexi? Lexi is down here in 7th place now.
Lexi was similar to me in terms of some Final Four teams. She needed Michigan State last night, and Auburn came through, and the top seed took down Tom Izzo. I went with Tom Izzo in March as well. There was a brief period in time before Michigan State and Kentucky fell out this weekend. I was on page 2 for a hot minute.
I saw that. I saw that. I checked in and I thought, where's Tyson? I went to page 3. I don't see him, and he certainly wasn't going to be on page 1. So I popped you up on page 2, and yeah, you were You were like in the 60s at one point.
We were feeling really good. We had to bounce back to reality. We're back on page 3 here this morning. Again, Auburn knocking off Michigan State. That was one that I needed to happen. And you gotta be a little bit different. You gotta be able to take some risks to separate your bracket from the rest of the field. And we went with Michigan State and Kentucky, and that would have been the ideal scenario. Pop 4 in the Final Four for you, but all told, it didn't happen. Still got Duke alive, and now that's it, because I had Michigan State in the finals. So my bracket is pretty much going to be where it's going to be.
You're in 63rd place, by the way.
I gave myself a great chance to propel up the leaderboard. It was all on the table. All Kentucky had to do was beat Tennessee for a third time this season. That didn't happen. And, Michigan State falls just a little bit short, dug themselves a little bit of a hole and had to climb out of, and Auburn was able to withstand a late surge there from Tom Izzo and the Michigan State Spartans. So we get all I wanted was a chance and an opportunity, and my teams didn't cash in. So that's where we're at.
You're in 63rd place.
On to other sports, because I'm done with basketball.
Let's see. I am currently in 14th place as of now. 14th place. Again, the IT guy has got the lead in our bracket challenge. We got a tie for second place. Lions fan, 402s, and Tate Mays. Tater, he's now tied for second place. You've got a tie for fourth place. Steve C., but he's already got his national champion knocked out. I think he was on Michigan State. He's tied with the bracket Bustus for fourth place.
Like how you said that.
Jay Will, I don't think is any relation to me.
Wild.
I don't know who Jay Will is, but he's currently in sixth place. Lexi, who's been leading our challenge from almost day one, has dropped to seventh place now in our bracket challenge. And ESPN fan number 5831956276. You are in eighth place. Then we got, he's tied with Trent Mays for eighth place. Oh, God. TJ Rosno. He's in eighth place, too. And Future Will, if she would just listen to her.
What happened? There's a little separation there.
Yeah, there's a little separation.
Was there an argument?
If she would just listen to her living acquaintance, maybe she'd be tied for first place too. But Future Will is down here in 11th place.
Was there a fight among picking the Final Four teams? And
evidently so.
And the Future Will was wrong?
Well, the IT guy always tells the Future Will, I'm always right at everything. He said that more than once over the 4 years of their relationship, that I'm always right.
And now we have statistical proof.
Yeah. Now it's obviously the IT guy's been right all these years, 4 years.
Bet Shaner still sleeps on the couch.
Right now he's not sleeping anywhere because he's got his house ripped up in smithereens.
Undergoing construction?
Yeah, unbelievable. Anyway, the Final Four, after all this stuff, all number one teams, number one seeded teams are in the Final Four.
Wild.
Yeah, so how tough is it?
Right?
Is that what the IT guy did? He was running against the deadline, so he just took chalk the entire tournament, and now he's ahead because we really haven't had any major upsets. I thought we were going to get one on Saturday. Florida was down by like 10 points with 3.5 minutes to go. They came back to win. I thought we were going to have a major bust there because a lot of people were on Florida, but they came back to win. But really, it's been the favorites winning. We got 4 number one seeds on the men's side, and so far we've got 2 of the 4 number one seeds on the women's side of things in the Final Four, and the other 2 play tonight. So it could be both tournaments where all 4 number one seeds advance to the Final Four. That's what I'm going to do next year. When I fill out my bracket, just put all the number one seeds in the tournament right off the bat, and then work yourself back.
Then you'll be on page 3.
Then work yourself back to the beginning of the the tournament.
You'll be on page 3 just like I was. I went with the long-standing tradition that there's a handful of upsets that get thrown in there. So I sprinkled in my handful of upsets, called it a little bit chaotic, if you will, expecting that I would at least hit one of them. Really, when you even take a look back at like the first 2 rounds, other than McNeese State, like who was the big Cinderella, and McNeese State didn't even get to advance into the Sweet 16. So, we didn't have any double-digit seeds that had gotten out of the round of 16. It has gone, quote unquote, pretty well chalk this year, other than, a couple 2s and 3s getting replaced. But for the most part, like there's been no big Cinderella story. And here you have the number 1 seed. So I think it was like the first time since 2017 that there was no double-digit seeds that hadn't gone into the Sweet 16. So that breaks away from common practice in the tournament madness that is March. And now you're back to the number 1 seeds. Which I think happened not too long ago.
I've got 3 of the final 4 teams in my bracket still going. I still got my national champion going.
You're in good shape.
So I'm not bad. I'm currently, what did I say? I'm sitting in 14th place. Not happy with that showing.
Did you go Duke, Florida?
I went, Duke, Florida.
And then
with Duke winning. Yeah, 141 total points.
That's not in bad shape.
So that's in my bracket. I've got submitted here. My bracket, I told you I was going to send off. I've got all 4 number 1 seeds left, with Florida winning the national championship.
You might make some money.
I hope so. I need some.
Comments coming in today from Twitch. I don't know who Muggle_13 is, but Muggle13 is a Cardinals fan, so happy 3-0 day to you, Muggle_13.
Wow.
Yeah, Cardinals on the top of the National League universe right now. Undefeated. The march to 162-0 continues strong.
The team that the front office didn't spend any money, they're currently 3-0 in the season?
Yes.
God.
Uh-huh.
Amazing.
Great start.
How are the Royals doing? I haven't had time to check in on them over the weekend.
The Royals struggled a little bit this weekend. Didn't get maybe the offensive production. Pitching woes in the bullpen continue for them. If they can find some arms. Here's what I told a Royals fan this weekend. The Royals might not win 80 games. 75 looks like a pretty good, ideal, realistic number for KC. Fighting for a wild card spot. They're not going to win 80 games this year, but they're going to be a lot of fun to watch while they're trying. It's a really fun nucleus to be around. That lineup can get hot, and if they get hot, they'll be streaky good. And I'm talking like potential for a 7 to 10 game win streak at some point in the season that will catapult them up the Central standings.
And then they'll drop 15 in a row.
Right. The Central itself, like you're not in a very tough division. It's not like the NL East where they had an arms race. It's not like the American League East where everybody is good. The Central is weak, maybe apart from Cleveland. So I think you'll contend for a wild card spot, and that lineup is just damn good. But they're going to have consistency issues.
159
in the season.
159 games to go.
Did you calculate that?
Well, you said 3-0, so 159 more games to go. A lot to talk about there.
Amber is saying good Monday morning. It's a great day, especially if you're a Hamlin fan. I guess Danny must have won the race.
Danny won the race yesterday. Kicked butt. Woo. Number 11 against the world.
Is it really? Like, is he that much of the NASCAR bad guy?
He is, but I think he's getting better. I think there's guys that get booed more right now than Denny Hamlin, but Denny is up there amongst the leaders. I don't know why people don't like him. He's a hell of a guy.
I love a guy that challenges the system, right? That goes against the grain, and Danny is very much like that.
Well, he's got his own podcast. He's got kind of a show like ours that he just says whatever he wants, whatever's on his mind. I'm looking forward to it today. He won a big grandfather's clock yesterday.
There you go.
That was the trophy. He won a grandfather's clock.
A clock?
I wonder how they got that home. They put it on the plane or they let the hauler take it home. Denny flies to all of his events. So Yeah, did they put it on the plane? Or did they let the holler bring the grandfather's clock home? He might have it on the set of his podcast today. I'll join in later on. I'll let you know.
A gigantic clock.
Yeah,
Trophy.
big old, yeah, kind of the tradition down at Martinsville.
Oh, the short track.
Yep, Bourmaster track. Mm-hmm. So Denny won. Christopher Bell was second. Bubba was third. Chase Elliott fourth. Kyle Larson fifth. Better throw that stuff in right here at the beginning, since Amber brought it up.
Yep. Get your NASCAR done and dusted here by 7:15. I'm okay with that. Denny Hamlin picks up. Is that his first win of the year?
I think it is. First win in a while. Oh, yeah. He has Ohio State fans. He has
Jim
Ohio
Schleicher,
State fans.
Think if Denny Hamlin teamed up with Smoke. Tony Stewart. Is he still racing? He retired,
Tony
didn't
Stewart.
he?
He's running like dragsters. Him and his new wife.
Yeah. Drag racing now. He was in dirt for a while. Like he went down from NASCAR back to dirt.
Yeah, Jim Schleicher, he's talking about horses, isn't he?
No. I think he's talking about Tony Stewart.
Well, he says Sandman gets the perfect setup. The speed duel up front to win the Arkansas Derby. Nice pick, Tyson.
Yeah.
So yeah, something must have happened there from Friday that you must have hit one.
I was reading the I was talking about Sandman on the show.
And Tennessee Moon, I see Tennessee Moon also won.
Mm-hmm.
So those are a couple of horses that we were talking about on Friday when we checked in with Jim Schleicher from the Nebraska Thoroughbred Racing Network.
Tennessee Moon in the Springtime Tradition Stakes takes the victory there.
So hopefully people followed our show and went up and put some money on those horses.
Hell, we hit a couple.
Hit a couple. That doesn't happen often.
Look at us go.
No, I think our horse racing picks are pretty good.
Yeah, we'll say that until we get up there.
Oh, I'm going Sunday.
Are you really?
Yep.
I think Saturday for me because it's my birthday.
Oh, it's Amber's birthday Sunday. You guys got to get together.
Right?
Yeah, Amber's birthday Sunday, so we're going to have a celebration at the Ponies.
Hell, I might not leave Grand Island. No, I got to work. That's right. That's why I'm not going the whole weekend. No, I think we're going to go up Saturday for my birthday.
Schleicher better give us some picks.
39.
Yeah, Jimmy Boy better come through. He better get studying right now because we're going to be there Saturday and Sunday. He better come up with some picks like never before. He better sit down and start studying today. Oh, we probably don't even know who's going to run yet.
We have a Extreme Sports VIP table that we can borrow.
Well, sneak in, maybe sit with Jimmy.
There you go.
Let him buy.
Get the coordinates.
Yeah, let him buy. You always sit down with somebody you know is going to buy a few rounds. Yeah, you don't want to come down and sit at our table because we're too cheap.
We're also the losers table, so we don't have enough money to buy a round. You want to go with somebody that hits early and then starts the celebrations. Oh, let's get around. I just hit on the first race.
Yeah. You wait until somebody starts screaming in the clubhouse after the first race, and you go sit by them.
Oh, I haven't seen you in a long time. How are you?
Let's have a round. Let's have a shot, shall we? What do you want?
Congrats.
Let's talk about it. Yeah, let's talk about the good old days. Sit down.
Then Irish could buy him.
Have no idea who in the hell you're talking to. That happens to me a lot. I'll sit down with somebody and talk to them for 20 minutes. And I ask my wife, who was that? It happens more often than not.
Uh-huh.
I'll sit and get into a conversation with somebody that knows me, and I'll sit there and talk to them for 20 minutes, and I ask my wife, who was that?
And the only reason they know you is because, like, the phone interaction, right? Like, they talked to you every morning for ever and ever, so they feel like they know you.
Oh, I know I've been around for a while, obviously. Yeah. In all kinds of capacities. Been on the air at that other place for a long time.
That's what I'm saying. You bump into those people, and hell, you were part of their lives for 30-plus years, and they feel like you know them.
I went to a retirement party on Saturday for a friend of mine.
Yeah?
Yeah, I told my wife, I said, shit, the place that I was working at before, They can be before they had to hold a retirement party for me.
Probably why they were too cheap.
They
Didn't want to throw one.
didn't want to throw one and didn't want to buy me a present for leaving. So let's get rid of this guy.
You and me both, brother.
We'll have one. When you and I retire from extreme sports, we'll have a party. Not going to be anytime soon, so keep working.
Yeah, I was going to say, like, I'm looking at that clock, and I'm I look at these people that are throwing retirement parties, setting up or talking about it, and I'm like, man, that must be nice. I can't wait till I'm 80 and I get to do that.
Saturday, Dowd Mile at Fodder Park.
Down
Prep race for the $75,000 Bosselman Stakes. So that's on Saturday. We'll hit that.
That's when we're going.
Yeah, we'll hit that. Dowd Mile. We'll hit that. Jim will be zeroed in on that baby.
I got some homework to do.
Yeah, we have to see who's going to run the race first.
Mm-hmm.
So, yeah, a lot of things going on, a lot of stuff to talk about. It's already 7:20. See, I told you we would have no problem getting through this hour.
Zero issue. I mean, we got Yankees bat controversy to get to. We've got Marlins 3 straight walk-offs to get to. I got baseball knowledge. We haven't even scratched the surface on the Husker side of things yet. So
No, we had a big fight in the NBA yesterday between the Timberwolves and the Pistons we'll talk about.
man,
The push-tush is back in the news today.
push.
Yeah, we're going to
push.
The push sneak, whatever they're calling it. They're calling it a push sneak.
It's going to a vote, isn't it?
Yeah, we'll be talking about that coming up.
Yep.
The Jets have named their number one starting quarterback for the year.
Mm-hmm.
That's some big news.
There you go.
So yeah, there's a lot we haven't even scratched the surface of what we're going to talk about today.
And we'll dive in.
All right, so Monday morning, 7:21 here on Extreme Sports.
It's time for a morning news update on Extreme Sports.
Well, we talked a little ponies today, so let's stay up in the city of Grand Island, where there is a flurry of news going on to our neighbors to the north. A new partnership between the city of Grand Island and Nebraska Game and Parks may be starting to bloom this spring. Last week, the Nebraska legislators voted unanimously to approve Nebraska Game and Parks' indication of intent to incorporate Camp Augustine into the state park system. The move will be either in conjunction with or as part of Mormon Island State Recreation Area and is expected to create significant benefits for the Grand Island area and the people of Nebraska. The Camp Augustine Master Plan features several key additions, including expanded hiking and biking trails, river access, and campgrounds, along with ability to host local, regional, and statewide outdoor events. Meanwhile, a second Ball Sports Bar location will be coming soon to the new Prairie District in Grand Island. The sports bar made the announcement in a social media post yesterday. The Prairie District is a luxury community being built in the up-and-coming area of southern Grand Island along Highway 281. Once complete, Prairie District will not only contain multiple housing options for the community, but will also have commercial and retail space. Baristas and Big Red Treats have also announced plans on calling Prairie District home. Another new development in Grand Island is the Conestoga Marketplace, and this weekend Chief Construction announced that Jersey Mike's will be coming to the Conestoga Marketplace. The Jersey Mike's franchise, most famous for their Danny DeVito celebrity-endorsed TV commercials, has about 3,500 locations across the country. Meanwhile, back here in H-Town, crews with Hastings Utilities responded shortly after 10 a.m. Saturday to an electric outage that affected most of southern side of Hastings. A fault in the breaker was discovered, repairs were made, and power was restored a little after 1 p.m. And Merritt County deputies seized nearly 20 pounds of pot, THC concentrate, drug paraphernalia, and cash during a traffic stop that was conducted on Highway 30 and L Road in rural Merritt County. All occupants from Minnesota were arrested. Coming up on 7:25, Mike will swing things back your way to the East Side Studios. What's the haps in sports?
Well, the Nebraska men's basketball team will play Arizona State tonight in the first round of the college basketball crown in Las Vegas. The 16-team field includes teams from the Big Ten, Big 12, and the Big East conferences, as well as teams from the West Coast, Mountain West, Atlantic 10, and the American Athletic Conference. The first and second round games will be played at the MGM Grand Garden Arena, with the semifinals and finals scheduled to take place at T-Mobile Arena. Nebraska is 17-14 in the season and reaches the postseason in back-to-back seasons for the first time since the 2017-2018 and 2018-2019 seasons. The Huskers ended the year with 5 straight losses. Arizona State is 13-19. They also entered the year with 5 straight losses. The Sun Devils entered the postseason averaging 73.9 points per ball game and ranked 3rd in the Big 12 with 8.8 3-pointers per game. Tip-off will be at 7:30 tonight. You can see it on FS1. The Nebraska baseball team beat Oregon State 16-7 yesterday to pick up their first series win over a top 5 rated team since 2011. Nebraska won Friday's game 7-2, but dropped Saturday's game 16-5. Huskers are now 12-15 in the season. They will play host to Creighton on Tuesday. First pitch will be at 6. The Nebraska softball team will finish their series with Purdue today, beginning at 4. The Huskers have won the first 2 games of the series, 13-1 on Saturday and 6-0 on Sunday. Nebraska is now 26-8 on the season. Hastings College softball team dropped a pair of games to Dakota Wesleyan on Friday, 2-1 and 7-5. The Broncos are now 15-15 in the season, 3-7 in the conference. They'll play at Morningside on Saturday and at Waldorf on Sunday. Hastings College baseball team dropped 3 of 4 games to Northwestern over the weekend. The 2 teams split a doubleheader on Friday. The Red Raiders won the first game 6-0, but dropped the second game 11-6. Then Northwestern won both games on Saturday, 13-6 and 18-5. Jaden Stone recorded his 100th career hit for the Broncos in the second ball game. The Red Raiders had 59 hits in the 4 games this weekend. Hastings is now 6-20 on the season, 3-9 in the conference. They'll play at Concordia on Friday and will host Dordt on Saturday. A couple of other notes today. The UNK softball team lost 2 games to Emporia State on Friday, but then swept Washburn on Saturday. The Lopers are now 18-17 on the season. They are 4-6 in the MIAA. They'll play host to Rogers State on Friday and Northeastern State on Saturday. The Creighton men's basketball team has lost another player to the transfer portal. Frederick King averaged 2.7 points and 1.3 rebounds per game for the Jays last season. Hastings High baseball team dropped a 4-3 decision to Beatrice on Saturday. Beatrice scored the winning run on a fielder's choice in the bottom of the 9th inning to get out of there with the win. So the Tigers are now 2-1 in the season. They will play host to Central City Centura on Tuesday beginning at 4:30. And we'll have the game on Extreme Sports beginning with a pregame show at 4:15. Adams Central baseball team played in the Elkhorn tournament this weekend. The Patriots beat Omaha Burke 14-2, but then lost to Gretna East 9-0. Adams Central now 3-3 on the season. They'll play at Holdridge on Tuesday. And former Hastings High boys basketball coach Larry Ribble has died after a sudden illness. Ribble coached from 1965 to 2004 and had a record of 509 and 280. He also coached at Millard South, Pawnee City, Holmesville, Dorchester, and Fall City. That's a check on your sports headlines this morning at 7:28 on Extreme Sports.
It's time for a morning weather update on Extreme Sports with Chief Meteorologist Tim Jones.
This week we return to slightly warmer conditions, but nothing like we had to finish off the week last week. Hey everybody, Tim Jones, Nebraska Weather TV. Partly sunny skies, light winds today on Monday, and a high of 53 degrees. Overnight tonight we'll have a chance for a few showers, low of 41. Tuesday we have a 2 out of 5 on the threat scale for severe weather chances. That's a slight risk. The best chances will be east of Highway 281 over towards the York area. Large hail damaging winds and main threats, then a high of 70.
As you wake up, get going this morning, north winds at 7. It's 33 degrees at Extreme Sports.
Accessible and affordable holistic care is just around the corner at Bamboo Spa and Wellness Center, located at 208 South Burlington. Suite 101 in Hastings. Experience soothing massages, rejuvenating scalp treatments, and advanced Glow 2 facials, along with ozone therapy and frequency healing. Join us for our spring open house on March 29th from 11 a.m. to 4 p.m. Enjoy free tours, 20% off all bookings, exciting giveaways, and a chance to win a $100 gift card for the first 30 product purchases. Become a member for 24-hour access to amenities like the infrared sauna, hydro massage, and cryo lounge, plus discounts on services and products. Visit us on Facebook to learn more. Bamboo Spa and Wellness Center. Truly holistic care designed for you.
I'm John Butler, funeral director and owner at Livingston Butler Volland Funeral Home and Cremation Center in Hastings.
And I'm Nikki Butler, the advanced funeral planning specialist. Whether you choose a traditional service, cremation, or a unique memorial service, our experienced staff is here to help guide you through every step. Visit us at lbvfh.com to learn more about our services and how we can support you.
Livingston Butler Volland Funeral Home and Cremation Center. We are here when your need is greatest.
Hamilton has been providing IT solutions for businesses across the state of Nebraska for more than 3 decades. We know that Nebraska businesses are a driving force of support for the communities in which we live and work. We keep them connected and protected by delivering cybersecurity, hosted phones, and managed IT. We are grateful to be part of our Nebraska communities and to support their technology needs.
More information at hamiltonisbusiness.com.
Extreme Sports has been bringing you the exclusive home of Hastings College Athletics, and we're just getting started. Thanks to our incredible sponsors and your support, Extreme Sports 2 has been a huge success. And now we're excited to announce the launch of Extreme Sports 3. With Extreme Sports 3, you'll get even more local sports coverage. Plus, 24/7 access to Sports by Line, where you'll hear the best in national sports talk. Whether it's Hastings College, high school action, or the latest from around the sports world, we've got it covered across all 3 streams. And don't forget, when we're not broadcasting games, join us weekday mornings from 7 to 8 a.m. for Huddle Up with Mike Will and Tyson Havronik. It's the perfect way to start your day with sports, news, weather, and great local interviews. So tune in, check out all 3 streams, and stay with us for even more sports coverage coming soon. Thank you to our sponsors for making it all possible, and to you, our listeners, for keeping Extreme Sports strong.
All right, Mike Will, Tyson Havronik with you. This is Huddle Up on Extreme Sports for a Monday, the 31st day of March for 2025. Thanks for joining us, whether you're listening to us online at x-streamsports.com. That's our website, maybe on our smartphone with our free mobile app, your smart speaker, Roku TV, Facebook Live, YouTube, Twitch, wherever you're listening to us. Thanks for joining us on this Monday. Again, you can chime in anytime. 402-834-1330 is our telephone number. 402-834-1330. Something we've talked about today. You want to voice your opinion on, maybe something we haven't talked about so far today, maybe something non-sports related that's bugging you today. Give us a call. We'd love to have you on the show as we join you at the breakfast table as we get you out the door here this morning. I didn't get to the scores for the tournament. I'll run down those in case you missed it over the weekend.
Sure.
The men's college basketball scores on Sunday. Houston beat Tennessee 69-50. Auburn defeated Michigan State 70-64. Saturday, Florida got by Texas Tech 84-79, and Duke beat Alabama 85-65. So all the number 1 seeds have advanced to the Final Four. The women's tournament, South Carolina defeated Duke 54-50. UCLA knocked off LSU 72-65. So South Carolina, UCLA, the number one seeds on the women's side, they have advanced to the Final Four. The other two number ones go tonight. Texas will play TCU, and USC will take on UConn. So that brings you up to date on the college basketball scene. The college basketball crown tonight in Las Vegas. You going to watch it?
It's Monday. I don't have anything else on the TV slate other than Major League Baseball, so I'll probably split screen. Yeah, I'll be watching.
7:30.
7:30, Arizona State. Winner to take
FS1.
on Georgetown and Washington State in the other side of the bracket that we are in.
I listened to a lot of press conferences that Fred Hoiberg had, even some of the players. They're looking forward to it. They're looking forward to it. But remember, Nebraska hasn't played a game in 3.5 weeks.
It's a weird layoff.
Yeah, yes, it is. That's a long, long time to not picking up the basketball and playing in an actual game. Yeah, they've had practices. Yeah, they had a few days off immediately following the season. But now they're back into the grind. They left for Las Vegas on Saturday, practiced at a high school gym in Las Vegas, and now they're going to be playing Arizona State tonight, a team that has struggled down the stretch as well. Both of these teams have lost 5 games in a row coming into the ball game tonight, and neither team has a flashy record. As I mentioned, 17-14 for the Huskers, 13-19 for the Sun Devils.
And it's wild how quickly this tournament's going to get going because the tournament takes like a week break between second-round games, Sweet 16, and then Elite 8, and then Final Four. This baby's wrapping up by Sunday. So you got your second-round games Wednesday, Final Four in the Crown is Saturday, and a championship game on Sunday afternoon, which is so much better of a time for a championship game than when the NCAA basketball tournament is going to have theirs on a Monday night.
I think it's a week from tonight, isn't it?
Well past my bedtime.
Yeah, they'll tip that baby off about 9 o'clock.
Sunday at the T-Mobile Arena, a 2:30 championship game for the college basketball crown. And again, I think you get up to play this game because of the caliber of competition that you're going to see. You have, to the CBC's credit, some real good blue bloods of college basketball here that just were down on the season. You got your Butler, you got George Washington, who is really far removed from their big run that they had when they made it, I think, to the Elite Eight. But George Washington's in there. You've got Georgetown. You have Villanova, Cincinnati. So there's some good blue blood basketball that's going on, and I think it's really cool that we're a part of that. But yeah, getting underway at I think 7:30 tonight, and we'll see how things shake up for Fred Hoiberg. Another team that I'm curious, and I don't know if you saw this flash over the weekend, a complete rebuild for Indiana basketball. They fell on some tough times this year. They had a coaching change midway through. And the Hoosier State, typically one of the more better blue bloods in college basketball in the Big Ten, the Hoosier State is completely rebuilding the roster. They had 4 guys graduate, and 8 hit the portal.
Wow.
8 have hit the portal. So Indiana, as of this moment, at 7:38 on a Monday morning, has 0 basketball players on the roster. 0.
Wow. Yeah, they better find some players in a hurry.
A complete rebuild. I mean, that's, we're going to see that happen in the day now of the transfer portal.
Well,
in today's day and age.
Players don't produce. Mm-hmm. You just give them the broom. Give them the broom, and I'll go to the transfer portal. I'll find some guys that do want to play.
And there is a chance, right? Like, you can hit the portal and then recommit. You can test the waters. If you don't land at a school, you can always go back. But all indications are that the Indiana program had enough of Hoosier basketball this year, and they're going to be looking for greener pastures because it is going to be a complete overhaul over in the Hoosier State.
No players on the roster.
0 as of 7:39 this morning. So I saw that was crazy news over the weekend. The other controversy involves the Diamond Sports on baseball, and I don't know how much you've been locked in on this, but New York has tied a record in the first 3 games of the season with 15 home runs in a 3-game series against the Brewers. 15 home runs. They had 9 in one game in their 20-4 drubbing over the Milwaukee Brewers.
We're talking about the Yankees?
You were talking about the Yankees.
All right.
The Yankees, during the offseason, took a little experiment with some bats. They took a big chunk of the wood from the handle of the bat. They moved it up over to the barrel. MLB regulations and rules state that this bat falls within the regulated dimensions, so it's not illegal. But this new bat has teams crying foul. And I'm sitting here thinking, instead of sitting here whining and complaining and saying, well, the Yankees have this bat, and that's why they're getting all their... They do the same damn thing. If it's within the rules...
Yeah, Major League Baseball is not going to do anything about it. You do the same thing.
Get better.
Yeah,
Right.
well, I don't know how they made that bat, but...
Get your design team to do similar torpedo bats. They're calling them torpedo bats because that's exactly what they look like, because they're slender at the top, they're big and bulky in the middle, and then slender back down.
That's funny that Major League Baseball says that's okay. It's like altering a bat?
Yep, it is literally what it is. It's an altered bat.
And they're saying that's okay.
Because it falls within the regulated dimensions of how wide the bat needs to be. So they push the limits.
Yep, they're just maximizing what they can do.
Mm-hmm. And so you could sit here and complain and go for a rules change, or I don't know, perhaps make the same bat.
Yeah, join the group.
And so I say this as we move on into our next topic, because today is going to be a vote on the tush push rule.
Nice segue.
Thank you very much. And here we are, whining and complaining about the rules of the tush push, where I'm sitting here from the outside perspective. Obviously, Buffalo's had a lot of success with it, so I'm not complaining about the rule. I'm thinking Buffalo utilized it to their advantage because they've got a big hog molly that can sit there and push Josh Allen forward for a couple inches or for a yard if need be, unless you're playing the Kansas City Chiefs and you just do it to the left side
I still think
all game long.
I still think that's illegal.
Go get yourself a big boy to do it.
I still say it's illegal. You're aiding the runner.
Go find a 6'4", 295-pound, beefed-up linebacker, put him in at fullback, and blast forward, my man. Instead of sitting here whining about it, go get yourself a guy on the roster that can do it.
After tomorrow...
I don't think it'll last.
The Packers put up the proposal, by the way.
Mm-hmm.
The Packers put up the proposal to ban what they're calling the push sneak. I like the tush push better.
I think it's way better.
Yeah, I like the tush push better than the push sneak. That's what they're calling it as they bring this to the owners and the coaches. Blah, blah, blah. They're going to have a vote on this probably sometime tomorrow. Philadelphia and Buffalo, they run the push sneak or the tush push. And they're the only 2 teams that have run this play more than 5 times last season.
Yeah.
Other teams kind of dabbled in it and didn't have the success that Philadelphia and Buffalo did. But in a total of 35,415 total plays run last season in the National Football League, the push sneak accounted for only 101 of those plays, or a percentage of 0.28%. So it's not a widely used formation, but it kind of
very
pisses...
effective when you have the right personnel.
Yeah, it pisses me off. Well, it does.
I get it.
That's not a football play. It's illegal. You're aiding the runner. I don't care. We got into discussion during the football season. You're aiding the runner on this tush push, and that's against the rules.
You're aiding the runner, but
you either change the rules to allow the tush push, or make the rules more clear, I guess, that the tush push is not allowed. We're going to find out more tomorrow. I bet it doesn't get zeroed out. I bet it'll keep it in there. And then more teams will do it.
Yeah.
More teams will do it.
I think more teams could do it, but I also think, again, I think it's on the onus of the officials. There was several times where that play was ran, even from the Buffalo Bills' perspective, where they got stopped at the line and they met that immovable object, but the refs did not blow that play dead. And allowed that to continue for far too long, and then eventually everybody just stacked up underneath, and they would push forward and get the yard. I think you can keep the rule, but if you're met right at the line immediately, I think you got to blow dead ball and stop forward progress. I don't know. You can flex it a little bit.
Aren't we going to have a new system for spotting the ball this year?
God, yes.
I think we are.
GPS, right?
Yeah. So the problems we had with the Kansas City game, and it's happened several other times, but they're going to have a new system in spotting the ball that we kind of talked about during the football season on this show. Maybe there are some people listening to this show.
Yeah. Some
people in the higher-ups. We brought that up and said if they do it with tennis and
soccer,
I think golf has like a little chip or something in a ball.
Okay.
So why can't you do it in football? So all of a sudden, about a month or so, 6 weeks after we talked about it on the show, they said, hey, guess what we're doing? We're going to put this AI football out there, and now the officials can use that to spot the ball.
It's going to happen with baseball in the strike zone.
Oh, yeah.
It has to.
That's next.
It was another weekend of season Ds for home plate umpires on balls and strikes called. I mean, just some really outstanding, egregious foot off the plate, getting called strikes. It's well past due.
Are Major League umpires, are they full-time?
Yeah.
Well, like the NFL, they all have other jobs.
Oh, yeah. No, these are umpires that go all the way around.
Oh, you got to. There's 162 games.
Yep.
All right, if you want to chime in, there's been some interesting topics we brought up today. 402-834-1330 is our telephone number, 402-834-1330. If you want to chime in on something we've talked about, leave us a message on our social media sites. We'll get to those. 5 players, 2 coaches were ejected after a fight broke out in the second quarter of the Minnesota Timberwolves' victory over the Detroit Pistons on Sunday. The game featured 12 technical fouls.
Jesus.
The most in the NBA game since March 23rd of 2005. Timberwolves rallied from an early 16-point deficit to beat the Pistons 123-104. But a big fight broke out, and a total of 12 technical fouls were called. A couple of coaches were thrown out, 5 players thrown out. So the NBA, they're heating up.
Do better. That's like your league has an identity crisis already because nobody watches it because it's not basketball. It's tic-tacky. I don't want to watch a free throw shooting competition, and the level of physicality that's been taken out of the game, and then you go do trash stuff like this.
Yeah, let me know when the playoffs start, will you?
Yeah, let me know when the championship's ready to roll. I don't even really give a damn about the playoffs. And isn't there there's like a system where like you have like a playoffs before the playoffs?
Yeah, there's a system.
There's like a play-in tree.
You were talking about the NASCAR playoff system. This is phony. Yeah, this is a phony playoff system that they're on.
Yep.
The NBA. Anyway, let me know when that starts, will you? I probably won't have it at the top of my sports page.
I'm really requiring you to let me know when that starts.
The New York Jets, they have announced that Justin Fields will be their QB1 for the upcoming season. This will be Fields' third stop. He was drafted 11th overall in 2021 by the Chicago Bears, who then dealt him to the Pittsburgh Steelers after 3 underwhelming seasons, 10-28 record. 40 touchdown passes, 30 interceptions. So he went on, played at Pittsburgh. got thrust into the starting lineup, and Russell Wilson had some preseason calf injury problems. Fields helped the Steelers to a 4-2 start. Averaged 184 passing yards per game, 5 touchdown passes, threw only 1 interception. Career high best 65.8% completion rate. It wasn't enough. As Wilson got healthy, he was back in there, and Justin Fields was on the bench.
He'll do solid. He'll do solid for New York.
So he'll be the New York Jets starting quarterback.
It's a good cornerstone for your franchise. Shaner chiming in, and it's going to set up a little bit of a soapbox for me. Looks great for youth sports. This is where kids see it and then try to be like them. He's talking about the NBA fight.
Yeah.
And this is where I'm like begging the NBA to fix their shit, because it's we talked about the travel situation in that Maryland matchup where Maryland beat Colorado State on that last second, on what we all saw with our own eyes was a travel. And basketball says, refs were like, well, you're not going to call it in that situation. Well, it's still a travel. Traveling is a travel is a travel. It's your most basic rule. You got to make sure, and you got to get that one right. But like, that's where the epidemic is starting in the NBA, where I've watched basketball games where they walk the ball across half court in tow, like a running back is carrying a football. And they've taken several steps, and the refs just turn a blind eye towards it. That's your most basic rule. Like start there, because what's happening is, and then you see it in the Maryland-Colorado State game. And these kids are watching these athletes do this, and then they're doing it in youth sports games. I saw it this weekend. It was a little kid sporting venture and supporting one of my family, and he gets called for a carry, and he slams the ball down, and he turns around and yells at your coach, and he's yelling at the ref, and he's having a hell of a time figuring out what he did wrong, because he's watching these guys every weekend do the exact same damn thing. Like, we got to start doing it right so that you learn how to play the game right, because you've got impressionable eyes watching you. That's my issue with basketball.
Certain levels of basketball.
Yeah, at the top, where it's supposed
NBA.
to be the best. That's where you should do it correctly. But they don't, and they allow it. It's sickening.
All right.
That's why I don't care. That's why I won't care until if it goes Game 7 in the championship, I might watch.
Let you know in Game 7 of the NBA.
That's all I got on it.
The Major League Baseball season will be about half over by the time they get to their championship game.
And I would still rather watch mid-season Major League Baseball, meaningless game between the Rockies and the Marlins before I turn around and watch Game 7.
The NBA championship?
Yep. That's where my heart's at.
That's just where we are.
Mm-hmm.
We don't have an NBA franchise around here to really root on.
We really don't. I mean, and I'm not going to get behind the Denver Nuggets, because you know who owns them.
Who?
My favorite owner in the world.
Does he?
Yep, he owns the Nuggets. So they're trash. They're dead
So
to me.
he took all the money they made for the Rams when they and bought the Denver Nuggets.
He's got Denver. He's got Colorado Avalanche. He's got the Rams. He's got Arsenal football. Yeah, there's several teams that I will not.
He's got too much money
to support.
He's got too much money.
I can't watch him either, because he's got his own network, his own TV rights deal, and so any Colorado game is blacked out. It's blacked out for us fans here unless it's on a national television network, because of the RSL and the regional sports network developments. Well, he's gone and bucked the trend, and he's basically started his own network, and none of the streaming services support it, so Colorado's always blacked out. You can blame Stan Kroenke for ruining sports.
So, like the Major League Baseball package, can't watch Colorado?
Blacked out.
Really? Scumbag. What a scumbag he is.
Thank you. You're getting on board with my hatred for Stan Kroenke.
No wonder you don't like him. Scumbag.
He's ruined sports.
Don't block out your broadcast. There might be a few fans that want to watch the Colorado Rockies for some unknown reason. All right, we're rolling right along here today. I told you we'd get through this hour with no problem. 7:54, waking up with Mike and Tyson here this morning on Extreme Sports.
It's time for a morning news update on Extreme Sports.
Whole lot of cool things headed for Grand Island in the very near future that we're going to focus on this morning. A new partnership between the city of Grand Island and Nebraska Game and Parks. Last week is the Nebraska legislature voting unanimously to approve Nebraska Game and Parks' indication of intent to incorporate Camp Augustine into the state park system. The move will either be in conjunction with or as part of Mormon Island State Recreation Area and is expected to create a significant benefit for the Grand Island area and the people of Nebraska. Meanwhile, a second Balls Sports Bar location will be coming soon to the new Prairie District in Grand Island. The sports bar made the announcement in a social media post yesterday. Prairie District, a luxury community being built in the up-and-coming area of southern Grand Island along Highway 281. And so far, baristas and Big Red Treats have also announced plans on calling Prairie District home. Another new development in Grand Island is the Conestoga Marketplace, where this weekend Chief Construction announced that Jersey Mike's will be coming to the Conestoga Marketplace. Jersey Mike's franchise, most famous for their Danny DeVito celebrity TV commercials, has about 3,500 locations across the country. Meanwhile, Merrick Deputy County seized 20 pounds of marijuana, THC concentrate, drug paraphernalia, and cash on a traffic stop conducted at Highway 30 and L Road in rural Merrick County over the weekend. All occupants from Minnesota were arrested, and the power has been restored to the southern part of Hastings after crews with Hastings Utilities responded shortly after 10 a.m. Saturday to an electric outage that affected most part of the southern portion of Hastings. A fault in the breaker was discovered, repairs were made, and power was restored a little after 1 p.m. 7:56. We'll head back over to the East Side Studios. Mike, what's the haps in sports?
Well, the Nebraska men's basketball team will play Arizona State tonight. First round of the College Basketball Crown in Las Vegas. 7:30 starting time. You'll be able to see it on FS1. The Nebraska baseball team beat Oregon State 16-7 yesterday to pick up the first series win over a top 5 rated team since 2011. Huskers will play host at Creighton on Tuesday. First pitch will be at 6. Softball team finishing up their series with Purdue today. Huskers have won the first 2 games of the series, 13-1 and 6-0. Game time today will be at 4 this afternoon. Hastings College softball team getting ready to be on the road this weekend to play at Morningside Saturday, at Waldorf on Sunday. The Broncos dropping 2 games to Dakota Wesleyan on Friday. Baseball team, they lost 3 of 4 games to Northwestern over the weekend. Broncos will play at Concordia on Friday and then will host Dort on Saturday. Creighton men's basketball team has lost another player to the transfer portal. Frederick King averaged 2.7 points and 1.3 rebounds per game for the Jays last season. Hastings High baseball team lost to Beatrice 4-3 on Saturday. Tigers now 2-1 on the season. They will play host to Central City Centura on Tuesday beginning at 4:30. We'll have the game here on Extreme Sports beginning at 4:15. Adams Central baseball team played in the Elkhorn tournament over the weekend. Patriots beat Omaha Burke 14-2, but lost to Gretna East 9-0. Adams Central now 3-3 on the season. They will play at Holdridge on Tuesday. And former Hastings High boys basketball coach Larry Ribble has died after a sudden illness. Ribble coached from 1965 to 2004 and had a career record of 509 and 280. He also coached at Millard South, Pawnee City, Holmesville, Dorchester, and Fall City. That's a check on sports this morning at 7:58.
It's time for a morning weather update on Extreme Sports with Chief Meteorologist Tim Jones.
This week we return to slightly warmer conditions, but nothing like we had to finish off the week last week. Hey everybody, Tim Jones, Nebraska Weather TV. Partly sunny skies, light winds today on Monday, and a high of 53 degrees. Overnight tonight we'll have a chance for a few showers, low of 41. Tuesday we have a 2 out of 5 on the threat scale for severe weather chances. That's a slight risk. The best chances will be east of Highway 281 over towards the York area. Large hail damage winds and main threats, then a high of 70.
Right now, north winds at 7. It's 33 degrees at Extreme Sports.
Conant Auto Care is the trusted name in automotive repair and maintenance services in Hastings. We're a gold-certified Napa Auto Care Center. Our ASE-certified technicians have the Blue Seal of Excellence, receive continuous training, and are committed to providing the best service your vehicle can get. Whether it's preventative maintenance, major repairs, or just an oil change, Connet Auto Care is here for you.
Get ready, race fans. Cam Raceway is teaming up with Extreme Sports for an electrifying season of high-speed, dirt-slinging, adrenaline-pumping action. Every race night, we're bringing you live video coverage straight from the track, so you won't miss a single lap, pass, or photo finish. From non-wing warriors to cage karts, flat karts, and the A-class wing beasts, we've got it all. There's nothing like the roar of the engines, the smell of burning rubber, and the rush of dirt flying action right in front of you. So get to the track and experience it live. But if you can't make it, don't sweat. Extreme Sports has you covered. Buckle up, because this season is going to be fast, fierce, and unforgettable. Make sure you like and follow Extreme Sports on Facebook to get all the latest updates, and we will see you at the track.
All right, Mike Will, Time Center Bronick. It's a Monday morning, the final day of March for 2025, April Fool's Day tomorrow.
What the hell happened in March?
I know. Well, we had all the basketball tournaments. We had the boys and girls state tournaments. We had the NAIA basketball tournament. By then, it was already St. Patrick's Day. Took us about a week to recover from St. Patrick's Day, and then it was. It's the final week of the month, and now here it is, the final day of the month, and we'll get ready for the most stupidest thing ever.
Valentine's
April Fool's
Day? That's in February.
April Fool's Day.
Yeah, no. You don't like it.
April Fool's Day.
You don't like being pranked. I love putting on a good prank. I hate getting pranked. I hate falling for a prank. April Fool's Day should be fun.
Tomorrow.
I don't have any pranks planned for you, so you're going to be prank free. We might get a couple prank phone calls.
We could.
I mean, I'm all for it.
Yeah, we'll take those if we have to.
I'm all for it.
I don't think Raja is going to cause me any problem tomorrow. She's hanging out in the office with me, so I think it's just going to be me and Raja, I think, tomorrow in our office.
There was times, man, we debated taking that day off.
I know, back when we worked together before that other joint.
Yep. Like, can we just not show up today?
It was always such a pain in the ass.
Just punt.
It was a pain in the ass to go to work on April Fool's Day.
The man does not like being pranked. No fooling here on the ice. I want to end with this. Congratulations to the Capitals, to the Jets, to the Stars. They've all clinched playoff berths in the NHL. The St. Louis Blues have extended their winning streak now to 9. This was a team that was in the cellar at the quote-unquote All-Star break, otherwise known as the Four Nations Classic. They have put 9 straight wins together. They have built themselves a little bit of a cushion in the wild card standings. They're now tied with Minnesota. The St. Louis Blues will go for their 10th straight victory when they face off against the Detroit Red Wings coming up tomorrow.
When's the playoffs start?
We're a couple weeks out.
Okay, let me know when they start, will you?
Yeah, we'll My Blues should be there.
We'll put that on our sports sheet once the playoffs start. What are you going to do? You got Cardinal attire on today.
Yep.
How are you going to split your attire when the playoffs start?
I need to go
every
down
other
and
day.
Find a jersey. When they were falling on some tough times, I started kind of hiding the Blues jersey back in the closet a little bit, and then they started winning. So I'm a superstitious guy. And if I haven't worn the jersey on the show since they started their winning streak, I'm probably not going to wear Blues attire.
Yeah, I wouldn't.
You don't mess with winning streaks.
No.
There's one rule that I've learned in sports over all these years: you don't mess with a streak.
I'm kind of a cycle here. I was visualizing. I need to find my springtime attire or something. I just wear the same thing because it's sitting there. So I wake up every morning and one day I'm in my Kyle Busch
wardrobe.
One day I'm in my Kyle Busch sweatshirt. Then tomorrow I'll be in my Chase Elliott shirt.
Pretty soon you're not going to need sweatshirts because it's going to be warm.
Let me know when that happens. I did get out the toys over the weekend, the summer toys.
Okay.
So that made me feel good. Motorhome is out, the boat's out. Got it out of storage.
When's maiden voyage?
Maybe soon.
Close.
Maybe soon. It's getting closer. Getting closer. Maybe like the 18th of April. We might go camping. I head to the lake in April. I've never done that before. But somebody wants to go down there in April. So
maybe that could be the IT man's present for winning the bracket challenge.
We'll take him to the lake in April. Have a beer or two. Hey, speaking of that, I know we're running overtime, but
That's fine.
Travis Kelce and his brother,
Jason,
they have a new beer out. And I'm going to try it because I was told by the distributor on Saturday that I ran into that it's now available at some stores around town. I'm going to go out and buy me a 6-pack, maybe as early as tonight.
So we can get Travis Kelce's beer.
It's called Garage Beer.
Oh, I've heard of this. Have you
tasted it yet?
I have not, but my friend Paulie brought a 6-pack back and wanted to try it. It's a domestic, right?
Oh, because I don't like the domestic.
No, you don't like craft. You love domestic.
So this is going to be good stuff?
It's beer-flavored beer.
The distributor that told me about it on Saturday says it tastes like Coors Light. So if it tastes like Coors Light, it might not be bad. Plus there's like a lemon or a lime flavored. I think a lime flavored.
Because everyone's got to have a summertime twist to their beers.
So I'm going to go out and buy me a 6-pack.
Like Coors Light lime. Ugh, good luck with that.
Not Coors Light, mountain beer.
We can bring in Travis Kelce and Jason Kelce's Garage Beer to Nebraska, but we still can't bring in the oldest brewery in America, Yuengling, which is the best beer-flavored beer that I've ever had. If I'm going to have a domestic beer-flavored beer, it's Yuengling for the win. And we still can't bring that in because our taxes are too high in the state, and Yuengling doesn't want any part of that.
Probably put a tariff on it.
We got so much red tape when it comes to beer rules. We should have so much better options.
I'm looking for mountain beer tonight.
Garage beer.
Yeah, what am I talking about? Garage beer. Mountain beer. What are we talking about? How do they get mountain beer? Garage beer.
You're talking about because it tastes like Coors Light.
Yeah.
There you go.
Coming from the mountains.
Full circle. Let me know how that garage beer tastes for you.
Might pop open a can tomorrow morning on this show.
It's a hell of a way to start a Tuesday.
Maybe. I'll see if I can find some
man,
tonight.
If Jimmy can do a show sipping margaritas in Mexico, you can have a garage beer. I'll allow it.
Okay.
Tires and
All
spice.
right. If you want to listen to this show again, it was a very educational show. Podcast available at all of our social media sites, even on Roku TV. Download and listen to the show again. Don't forget to play our sports trivia game. Want to sneak that in. The sports trivia game at x-streamsports.com/trivia. Get to sign up and play our sports trivia game. It's kind of fun and exciting. There's national stuff and local stuff, and test our experts. Let's see, the IT man is on top of that scoreboard too. Now we have an all-time scoreboard for our trivia game. I see the IT man is leading the pack at that too.
That's probably his hobby when he gets off of work, is he just pops open and on the Roku stream and starts playing trivia.
He probably knows the answers.
Probably goes up against Future Will. Just to prove he's right.
Just to prove that he's right. See, honey, again, I'm right. I'm on top of the trivia game. I don't see you anywhere in the top 10. But I'm up here on number 1, so I'm always right.
10 minutes overtime on a show where we had no content. What happens when we actually have a guest? It'll be a 2-hour program before you know it.
Oh, well, I'd like to, but you got other duties.
Sometimes.
Anyway, we'll do it again tomorrow morning if all goes well. If I found that mountain beer, I'm going to have one of those too. Not mountain beer, garage beer.
Get it right.
I won't know what I'm looking for.
You had a mountain beer already this morning.
I won't know what I'm looking for. I'm going to be going to the beer store. Yeah, I'm looking for a mountain beer. What? They're going to say, what? Mountain beer? Yeah, Travis Kelce's new beer. No, you idiot. That's garage beer, and it's right there to your left.
If you want a good mountain beer, Mountain Standard IPA from Odell.
Garage beer. I'm all over that tonight.
And now that I'm thirsty.
Yeah. All right. Have yourself a great day. We'll do it again tomorrow morning at 7 here on Extreme Sports.
You've been listening to Huddle Up on